first and foremost, Mr. Boyer, perhaps you can lead us into it. What exactly is the Development Fund all about?
I'll let my colleague Tetu kind of elaborate on that.
Tetu?
Thank you. The Youth Fund is a public-private sector initiative that was started last year in November. If I can just give a brief history of how it came about. I think it was around this time last year when our seniors approached us. It was my colleagues and I, Penny and Chaze, and they were like, you guys are the youngest people in this office. What can the UN do for the youth of Namibia? Something positive, that the youth can benefit from. So we kind of got a project, go out there, do some research. What is being done with the youth so far? What has worked, what hasn't worked? What can we do to improve what is not working? Okay, so we met some people at the Ministry of Environment. We had interviews with some other institutions just to find out what do they do. And I think what caught our attention was the Ministry of Youth. They had like a training program they had in the past where they focus on youth who are out of school, those that have failed grade 10 and grade 12 and couldn't make it to either UNAM, Poly or VTC. So they train these guys to become field guides, tour guides, and then to get jobs like in the tourism sector, working for lodges. So they told us about this program and we're like, okay, we could sell this program to, put it in a proper concept and then sell it to our seniors, So we came back, we did a few, had to put it in proper writing just to attract the seniors, to see if we can sell the concept, okay? We did that with help from Mr. Boyer himself. We sold it, kind of, and then they're like, okay, fine, we can do this. And then we just thought because of, the growing tourism sector and that these guys talk about that they need a lot of field guides, these people in this sector, and we thought there's so much high unemployment rate and such a high need for these guys. So we revived the program by launching now the fund, which is
so the fund will be financing the program?
To finance the program. So it's more like the need for field guides inspired the establishment of this fund.
The fund, The fund will focus on children and women as well. Is there a particular reason for that?
Well, the fund focuses on youth.
Okay.
And we recognize, as Tetu was saying, that we have very high unemployment rates in Namibia, particularly among the youth and particularly among the grade 10, grade 12 dropouts, those who don't succeed.
Okay.
And so the idea is, how can we mobilize the youth? How can we utilize their skill sets? How do we integrate them into a growing sector such as eco-services and ecotourism?
Of course. Also, it's going to be eco-services and ecotourism. That will be the focus of the fund. That's what the fund will finance. Yes. Okay. What kind of criteria are we looking at if I want to become a beneficiary of the fund?
Well, mostly, the focus is out-of-school youth.
Okay.
So those that have failed grade 10 or grade 12, mainly, and I mean, you should be between the age of 18 to 35, the youth. And, because the training is done by wilderness safaris, they most of the times require people who can drive. So if you have at least a learner's license or a driver's license, then it's an advantage. But the most important requirement is that you should be able to communicate in English, because you'll be dealing with tourists mostly.
All right, so you should be able to communicate with in English. And probably also
have a learner's or a driver's license
as well.